Hey guys, it's me Matilda, and today I am going to be doing a video that I haven't really done before, and is so today I will be reading Anne Frank. I will read the blurb to you, and then we'll just get straight on with the video. Okay, so I'm just going to read the blurb to you, okay? The Diary of the Young Girl remains the single most poignant true life story to emerge from the Second World War. In July 1942, Anne Frank and her family, fleeing the horrors of Nazi occupation, hid in the back of an Amsterdam warehouse. Anne was 13 when the family went into the secret annex, and over the next 2 years, she vividly describes in her diary the frustrations of living in such confined quarters, the constant threat of discovery, the hunger and fear. Her diary ends abruptly when, in August 1944, she and her family were finally discovered by the Nazis. Anne Frank died in March 1945, aged 50, in Bergen-Belsen concentration camp in Germany. This book provides a deeply moving and unforgettable portrait of Anne Frank, an ordinary and yet an extraordinary teenage girl. So that took a while to read, a minute to read a blurb. So today I think I am going to read up to page, because these don't have chapters. Page, let's say 25, because that's how much we'll be reading. So yeah, let's just get on and start. Okay, so I've just put my hair up. I hope 12th of June 1942. I hope I will be able to confide everything to you, as I have never been able to confide in anyone. And I hope you will be a great source of comfort and support. That was so cringy, but anyway, let's just move on from that. Yeah. Comment added by Anne on the 28th of September 1942. So far, you truly have been a great source of comfort to me, and so is Kitty, whom I now write to regularly. This way of keeping a diary is much nicer, and now I can hardly wait for those moments when I'm able to write to you. Oh, I am so glad I brought you along. Sunday, 14th June 1942. I'll begin from the moment I got you, the moment I saw you lying on the table among my other birthday presents. I went along when you were brought, but that doesn't count. On Friday, 12th June, I was awake at 6 o'clock, which isn't surprising since it was my birthday, but I'm not allowed to get up at that hour, so I had to control my curiosity until 7:15. When I couldn't wait any longer, I went to the dining room where Mort, the cat, guys, there will be names in this that I cannot say, so don't judge. Mort, the cat, welcomed me by rubbing against my legs. At a little after 7, I went to Daddy and Mummy, and then to the living room to open my presents. And you were there, the first thing I saw. Maybe one of the nicest presents. Then a bouquet of roses. Bouquet. Some peonies and a potted plant. From Daddy and Mummy, I got a blue blouse, a game, a bottle of grape juice, which to my mind tastes a bit like wine. After all, wine is made of grapes. A puzzle, a jar of cold cream, 2.50 guilders and a gift token for 2 books. I got another book as well, Camera Obscura, but Margaret already has it, so I exchanged mine for something else. A plate of homemade biscuits, which I made myself, of course, since I've become quite an expert at making biscuits. Lots of sweets and a strawberry tart from Mother, and a letter from Granny right on time, but of course that was just a coincidence. Then Hannah Lee came to pick me up and we went to school. During break, I handed out biscuits to my teachers in my class, and then it was time to get to get back to work. I didn't arrive home until 5 since I went to the gym with the rest of my class. I'm not allowed to take part because my shoulders and hips tend to get dislocated. As it was my birthday, I could decide which game my classmates would play, and I chose volleyball. After all, they all danced. Afterwards, they all danced around me in a circle and sang happy birthday. When I got home, San Liderman was already there. Els Wagner and Henley Gosler and Jacqueline Van Marsen came home with me after gym. My two best friends. Since we're in the same, came home with me after gyms. And Jacqueline since we're in the same class. Hanley and San used to be my two best friends. People who saw us together used to say, "There goes Han and San." I only met Jacqueline Van Marsen and when I started at the Jewish Lyceum, and now she's my best friend. Al is Hanley's best friend, and San goes to another school and has friends there. They gave me a beautiful book, Dutch Sagas and Legends, but they gave me volume 2 by mistake, so I exchanged 2 other books for volume 1. Aunt Helen brought me a puzzle, Aunt Stephanie a darling brooch, and Aunt Lenny a terrific book, Daisy Goes to the Mountains. This morning I lay in the bath thinking how wonderful it would be if I had a dog like Rin Tin Tin. I call him Rin Tin Tin too, and I'd take him to school with me where he could stay in the caretaker's room or by the bicycle racks when the weather was good. Monday, 15th of June, 1942. I had my birthday party on Sunday afternoon. The Rin Tin Tin film was a big hit with my classmates. I got 2 brooches, a bookmark and 2 books. I'll start by saying a few things about my school and my class, beginning with the other children. Betty Bloomingdale looks rather poor, and I think she probably is. She lives in an obscure street in West Amsterdam, and none of us know where it is. She does very well at school, but that's because she works so hard, not because she's clever. She's pretty quiet. Jacqueline Van Marsen is supposedly my best friend, but I've never had a real friend. At first I thought Jack would be one, but I was badly mistaken. DQ is so then at the bottom it says, so it has this thing. You see that, like, let me show you, that, like, let me find it. That there, next to the Q. Yeah, that has a thing, and then at the bottom it says here, the reading part, so I'll just read that quickly. Initials have been assigned as random to those persons who prefer to remain anonymous. Okay. Anyway, DQ is a very nervous girl who's always forgetting things, so the teachers keep giving her extra homework as a punishment. She's very kind, especially to GZ. Z, oh my god, I have this problem. I'll probably say Z this whole time I'm reading this book to you guys. ES talks so much it isn't funny. She's always touching your hair or fiddling with your buttons when she asks you something. They say she can't stand me, but I don't care because I don't like her much either. Henny Metz is a nice girl with a cheerful disposition, except that when she talks in a loud voice and is really childish when we're playing outside. Unfortunately, Henny has a girlfriend named Beppy who's a bad influence on her because she's dirty and vulgar. JR, I could write a whole book about her. Jay is a detestable, sneaky, stuck-up, two-faced gossip who thinks she's so grown up. She's really got Jack under her spell, and that's a shame. Jay is easily offended, bursts into tears at the slightest thing, and, to top it all off, is a terrible show-off. Miss J always has to be right. She's very rich and has a wardrobe full of the most adorable dresses that are much too old for her. She thinks she's gorgeous, but she's really not. Jay and I can't stand each other. Ars Wagner is a nice girl with a cheerful disposition, but she's extremely finicky and can spend hours moaning and groaning about something. Ars likes me a lot. She's very clever, but lazy. Hannah Lee Gosler, or Lies as she's called at school, is a bit on the strange side. She's usually shy but outspoken at home, but reserved with other people. She blabs whatever you tell her to her mother, but she says what she thinks, and lately I've come to appreciate her a great deal. Nanny Van Praagziger is small, funny, and sensible. I think she's nice. She's pretty clever. There isn't much else you can say about Nanny. Efja de Jong is, in my opinion, terrific. By the way, I can't say her name. Though she's only 12, she's quite the lady. She treats me like a baby. She's also very helpful and I like her. Jay-Z is the prettiest girl in our class. She has a nice face but is a bit stupid. I think they're going to hold her back a year, but of course I haven't told her that. Comment added by Anne at a later date. To my surprise, Jay-Z wasn't held back a year after all. And sitting next to Jay-Z is the last of us 12 girls, me. There's a lot to be said about the boys, or maybe not so much after all. Maurice Costa is one of my many admirers, but pretty much of a pest. Sally Springer has a filthy mind, and a rumour has it that he's gone all the way. Still, I think he's terrific because he's very funny. Emil Bonowit is Jay-Z's admirer, but she doesn't care. He's pretty boring. Rob Cohen used to be in love with me too, but I can't stand him anymore. He's an obnoxious, two-faced, lying, snivelling little twit with an awful high opinion of himself. Max van der Velde is a farm boy with medemblik, but a decent sort, as Margaret would say. Herman Koopman also has a filthy mind, just like Joe P. de Beer, who's a terrible flirt and girl chaser. Leo Blom is Joe P. de Beer's best friend, but has been spoiled by Joe P.'s dirty mind. Albert de Mesquita came from the Montessori school and jumped a year. He's really clever. Leo Slager came from the same school but isn't as clever. Roos Stoppelman is a short, goofy boy from Almelo who transfers to this school in the middle of the year. CN does whatever he's not supposed to do. Jack's Cosinute sits behind us next to C, and we, G and I, laugh ourselves stupid. Harry Scapp is the most decent boy in our class. He's nice. Werner Joseph is nice too, but all the changes taking place lately have made him too quiet, so he seems boring. Sam Salomon is one of those tough guys from the rough part of town, a real brat. He's an admirer. Appy Ryan is pretty orthodox, but a brat too. Guys, I think I might stop there because, yeah. I'm only on page 6. I said I would go to page 25, but look how small the writing is. And there's a lot on one page. And guys, we have a whole nother 300. This can be a series. This is a series. I'm starting a playlist. So, playlist Anne Frank. Yeah. So let's put wherever it's gone. I'll have to find it soon. Oh, here it is. Fell on the floor. My bookmark in page 6. So thanks guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed and see you next week. Bye.